The prehistoric monsters that once dominated Earth and were humanity's greatest terror. Fortunately, they are now extinct. Welcome to the mysterious universe. Dear friend, it is truly incredible to think that our human ancestors appeared approximately 5 million years ago. However, that number is considered minuscule compared to the history of the formation of the first life forms on this planet. Approximately 4.28 billion years ago, we actually know very little about the animal species that existed throughout Earth's long history. Beyond the images depicted in films. And from that very point onward, one of the most fearsome and colossal creatures in famous films is the Tyrannosaurus rex, a being that has become the haunting nightmare for countless generations of audiences. But have you ever wondered, was the Tyrannosaurus rex truly the largest and most fearsome creature? In this video, let's pause with the mystical universe, stop counting time, to explore and uncover the answer to this deeply mysterious question together. In 1808, a massive creature washed ashore on Sichuanshe Island in the Occitan archipelago after a storm. The long, impoverished raft drifted onto the seashore. For 200 years since its discovery, the origin of this creature has remained a mystery to scientists. In terms of appearance, the Sichuanshe shares many similarities with the legendary monster, possessing a long and powerful tail and neck, a massive body, and 3 pairs of short legs. The monster had a hump, and its body was covered from the neck down to its lower back in stiff, sharp quills. The Sichuanshe measures nearly 17 meters in length, although when it was discovered, a section of its tail was no longer intact due to decomposition. With such an impressive size, many people believe the Sichuanshe is a species of giant shark. Previously, the longest shark ever recorded was only 12 meters long. For a long time, natural history researchers in Edinburgh, United Kingdom, have endeavored to determine the origin of Sichuanshe, but all attempts have been unsuccessful. Exio ka piranha. Hollywood has successfully convinced millions of people that piranhas are extremely aggressive creatures, ready to attack and devour humans at any moment. In reality, most adult piranha species are quite small, typically measuring only 12 to 35 centimeters in length. Although piranhas, particularly the red-bellied piranha, the largest and most aggressive species in the family, occasionally attack humans, these incidents primarily occur during the dry season when food sources become scarce. However, if you were to fall into the water during the Miocene epoch, you would be torn apart by a creature similar to a piranha but far larger, with a bite force even stronger than that of a megalodon. This is the megapiranha. Megapiranha was an ancient fish species, related to today's piranhas and pacus. Although not truly gigantic, megapiranha was still 3 times larger than its modern relatives, measuring approximately 71 centimeters in length and weighing about 10 kilograms. Although only the upper jaw with a partially preserved specimen remains, these fragments are sufficient to prove that megapiranha was a formidable predator in its time. And even today, they can still appear on the rivers of Argentina. Using the black piranha as a research model, scientists estimate that the bite force of the megapiranha could reach between 1,240 and 4,749 newtons, equivalent to a force of 126 to 484 kilograms. Femur or a turtle. In fact, when considering bite force relative to body mass, megapiranha is truly the king of the bite, not the T-Rex or the megalodon shark. The bite force of the T-Rex Tyrannosaurus could reach approximately 13,400 newtons, 3 times stronger than the maximum bite force of the megapiranha. The megalodon could bite with a force of up to 182,201 newtons, nearly 40 times that of a piranha's bite. However, it should be noted that the weight of the T-Rex dinosaur and the megalodon shark was 806,000 times greater, respectively, than that of the large-toothed megapiranha fish. However, if the difference in size is disregarded, a prehistoric tigerfish, piranha, weighing 10 kilograms had a bite force equivalent to that of a great white shark weighing up to 400 kilograms. Krekgan monster. In the film, Krekgan is a colossal monster with countless tentacles, wielding a grotesquely shaped sword that strikes terror into those who see it, capable of annihilating an entire city in the blink of an eye. It's like the nuclear weapon the world wants to use to teach those insolent people an unforgettable lesson. Although the filmmakers employed rich imagination and unique artistic techniques to depict Krekgan, their approach was firmly grounded in scientific rationale. Krekgan was first mentioned in a handwritten manuscript dating back approximately 1,000 years. According to Scandinavian mythology, the mischievous god Loki went so far as to transform himself into a flea to bite the goddess Idun, intending to steal her golden apples of immortality. The sailors were completely unaware that they were rowing straight into the jaws of Krekgan, the monster that would soon open its maw full of razor-sharp teeth to devour them. By the 18th century, sailors often shared terrifying tales of the Kraken, a monstrous giant with tentacles capable of dragging entire ships to the ocean floor. Historians and scientists believe that the legend of Kraken is connected to the giant squid, a creature that can reach lengths of up to 18 meters and is rarely seen by humans. The reason is, it inhabits the extremely deep waters of the ocean's abyss. The fierce battle between it and the entire Tan family has been described in many books as a clash of the sea gods. Particularly, the experienced coastal dwellers of Scandinavia, steeped in tradition, never forget to carry sharp swords and long gaff hooks to deal with the Kraken should they ever have the misfortune of encountering them. However, according to the sailors' accounts, all defensive measures against Kraken were ineffective, as it possessed extremely thick skin and spherical orbs growing along its tentacles. Not only was its hide as thick as steel, but it also secreted a slime that made it nearly impossible for sailors to keep their footing on the deck, let alone wield their weapons to fight. And from that day on, whenever they set sail, the sailors would pray to the gods to avoid facing Kraken. It was also the most effective way to escape him. Based on reports from French sailors in 1801 about an attack by a mysterious creature off the coast of Angora. A giant creature with enormous tentacles attacked the PND Needs Morphos merchant ship. This sea monster severely damaged the ship. Many of the crew members never made it back. From the ocean's depths, a vast and profound abyss suddenly formed, as colossal pillars of water, like sails, abruptly encircled our ship. Then, those tentacles tightened around the ship's hull, severely damaging the vessel and leaving us completely at their mercy. Centuries ago, the boundary between mythical creatures and real animals remained profoundly blurred. The Kraken is just one of many giant animals whose existence remains highly debated. The Kraken water monster is also mentioned in the first edition of the book Cider Manitora, published in 1735. A classification system for living organisms written by the Swedish botanist and physician Carolus Linnaeus. Kraken gave the scientific name to a species of cephalopod mollusk. Along with the Amazon rainforest, the forests in Africa are also considered one of the world's most mysterious places. It is for this very reason that numerous rumors and legendary tales of monsters inhabiting this place have been passed down. One of the most famous legendary creatures is the Digonex. Even now, many indigenous people still believe that this monster truly exists in Africa. Digonex was first sighted in 1907, as reported by the explorer John Alfred Jockdahl. He said he had seen this creature on the Makori River in Kenya. At that moment, on the river, the explorer's boat was attacked, and it was in that critical situation that he fired a shot at it. After being hit by the bullet, the monster hastily fled. S account, this Digonex monster was up to 4 meters long, with a head that resembled a leopard. Specifically, this creature possesses 2 thick fangs that grow long from the upper jaw, looking exactly like the tusks of a walrus. Its body is encased in a hard, sharp shell. It is believed to be an amphibian species, commonly living near rivers, lakes, or other watery areas. A hunter named Edgar Beecher Bronson also recounted that, "I have encountered this monster before, and the descriptions of it match exactly what the explorer Chalk Dan recorded." He called it the stationary walrus. According to local inhabitants, this monster is said to possess terrifying strength and a highly aggressive nature, constantly defending its territory. They can become very aggressive, such as crocodiles, or when people get too close to them. Chanko. Chanko was the only surviving sea monster at the time it was discovered. According to witness accounts, several days before being washed ashore on a South African beach, the Chanko monster is struggling to break free from 2 killer whales. It had to be used to fight back against the enemy for 3 straight hours. Witnesses also stated that Chanko's appearance was very peculiar. Its fur is as white as snow, covering the upper part of its body. Some people therefore believe it is a polar bear. Furthermore, there is a sea monster with an upright tail, which always harbors the intention to kill people, but it itself ends up losing its head. No positive structures and not even any blood. Given the scientific and technological capabilities of that time, determining Chanko's origins was an extremely difficult task. Currently, there are only 4 photographs of this creature in existence, which is precisely why it remains an unsolved mystery for biologists. This world still holds countless terrifying mysteries that humanity may never fully uncover. The above are just a few of the mystical creatures passed down by the ancients. But the truth is, its mere existence, hiding somewhere out there, is enough to strike fear into humanity. In your opinion, what is the most terrifying and ferocious creature? Don't miss out on other exciting discoveries. Now, it's time to say goodbye. Hope to see you again soon.